Hey y'all, what's up? I hope y'all are having a great week. Welcome back to my channel. This week I'm gonna be talking about rejection. So this is something that I feel like a lot of people deal with. I feel like this is something that has just kind of impacted a lot of people's lives in one way, shape, or form, and it happens. And I think what's important is how we change our perspective and look at rejection. And that's what I'm going to be here to kind of do this week. I don't necessarily have tips or steps on how to handle or how to overcome or how to deal with it. I just have a shift in perspective. So with that being said, I'm just gonna go ahead and open up with the scripture. I'm gonna be coming from 1 Samuel chapter 16, verse 7. And it says, "But the Lord said to Samuel, do not look at his appearance or his stature, because I have rejected him. Man does not see what the Lord sees, for man sees what is visible, but the Lord sees the heart." So that's the scripture that I'm gonna be coming from today. I feel like this is something that's really important, just because God does see the heart, and I think it's easy for us to get to think that a lot of people see our heart and know our intentions off rip, um, when in actuality, all they really have to go off of is appearance. Sometimes, they have your word and appearance, but God sees your heart. He knows your pure intentions, and you can't really lie to God about how you feel about certain things. So it's really sweet in just knowing that, like, yes, we may be rejected by men, but God doesn't reject us based off of our appearance. He looks at our heart. He knows our heart. He knows our spirit. And that's refreshing, because Lord knows me personally, I've been rejected a lot by people, probably based off appearance, maybe based off of like a lot of different factors. Nonetheless, rejected is something that I felt deeply. It's something that has plagued my insecurities. It's something that has been really, really hard to kind of overcome and really deal with in a transparency moment. It's something that I have dealt with for a very, very, very long time that still has effects on my day to day life as I'm grown now. So things that have happened way back then that I never really dealt with rejection wise, that have kind of came and brought over here with me to deal with as an adult. But nonetheless, it's something that I think happens to everyone. Me personally, I've been rejected by, guys. I've been rejected by female friends. I've been rejected by male friends. Like, I just always struggled with fitting in general. So rejection from like a social aspect has always been something as well. And then even from like intimacy or relationship wise, I've been rejected as well. But rejection has such a negative connotation, and it shouldn't, because rejection is really, honestly, and truly a beautiful thing when you look at it from a different perspective. And that's what I'm here to offer up with you today. The different perspective I have is that rejection is really redirection and protection. God has a way of using people to benefit our life in one way, shape, or form. He has a way of using Pat and Joe, or Pat and Jill, to influence and help us, navigate. If you're interested in Pat, I'm a Pat gonna be a dude. I don't really know if that's a guy name, but anyways, if you interested in Pat or whatever, and that's not what God has for you, but that's all you worried about, that's all you want to pursue, that's all you be engulfed with, God will use Pat to basically reject you in a way, or as such, to get you to get back on track and go back where he wants you to go. Because sometimes when we get this idea in our head, we want something so bad that we just chase it. We just chase it, and we chase what we want. We don't consult God. We don't see what God's will is for our life. We don't really care. We just chase after what we want. And sometimes chasing after, things that we want that line up with God's will for our life is a great thing. But also sometimes when we're chasing things that we don't got no business chasing, it can be a terrible thing. And God has to kind of shut that door before we get in too deep, and then don't know how to recover, or we can't recover from it. So God has a way of using people to kind of redirect us and get us back on track. And I think that's something that is really interesting because we always look at rejection as a negative thing, like, oh, they rejected me, I'm hurt, my feelings are, I'm hurt, I'm upset, I don't understand why it's happening that way, this and the third. But I challenge you to shift your perspective on the way that you view rejection and look at it as a situation where God is just literally just shutting the door so that you can get back on track to where you're going. Because it's so easy for us as Christians to get off track, go on tangents, and just be, doing our own thing, chasing rabbit holes. And we really had no business doing all that when it was really like God laid that path straight. And we said, oh, something shiny, and we just go here. Oh, something over here, we just go over there. And it's easy for us to get so distracted. So I feel like God has to use rejection in a way to refocus us. Because 9 times out of 10, that pain, that hurt that you feel from rejection causes you to what? Get back down on your knees and pray and seek God for healing on it. To seek God in general concerning the matters of your life. And for me personally, like, it's happened. And maybe, now that I think about it, I probably was distracted a lot. I get distracted easily, apparently, because Lord knows He used some rejection to get me back on course. Whether it was from, friends, whether it was from guys that I was interested in, whatever the case may be, He used some rejection to get me back on track. So with that being said, I just challenge you guys to all really shift the way that you view rejection. Rejection is a beautiful thing. It's something that we all need. And it's beneficial in helping us become the people that we're supposed to be. And it's beneficial in helping us get back on track and pursue the things that God has for us and not pursuing the things that we want for ourselves. So I hope this video was helpful in just shifting your perspective of the way that you view rejection. And I hope to see you guys next week. Y'all have a great one.